So, hello everyone, my name is Erik, Swedish co-founder of Oaky. We're actually on the clock. I am super passionate about public speaking, and Pecha Kucha is my favorite format because it's 20 slides. I don't have a clicker, as you can see. They autoplay after 20 seconds. So if I'm correct, in about 3 seconds, we're going to begin. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so happy for you. You have officially won the lottery. Can you see how happy she is? So how does it feel to be a lottery winner? Perhaps the weirdest thing about winning the lottery, it isn't the amazing feeling that you have when you win. It's that 18 months after you've won, you go back to your original state of happiness. You see, we human beings, we have something called hedonic adaptation. Despite major positive or tragic life events, 18 months after any such event, we go back to the way things were. So I would claim that human beings, we don't change. Well, what about hotel guest needs? Do they change? We looked across millions of reservations and compared pre-pandemic versus today. What is it that guests are interested in? And ladies and gentlemen, I was baffled to see that the top selling deals across millions of samples is identical. So the needs of hotel guests also haven't changed. In summary, and the premise of this Pecha Kucha is that guests haven't changed, but something has changed, and that has changed significantly, and that is the habits of guests. Today, I'm extremely excited as a specialist within upselling to talk about 5 key habits that if you know and master these habits, you will outperform any competitor when it comes to upselling. This is my Pecha Kucha about the 5 key habits. Buckle in and get ready. Habit number 1, we have less attention span than that of a goldfish. I can see some of you thinking, that's why my kids at home don't listen to me. I had the same when I saw this the first time. With this ever-decreasing attention span, everything that we do, whether it's read, sell, particularly upsell, needs to be boiled down to its absolute core, absolute essence. I am a jogger, and me and many, many other people use Blinkist. It's a great app for this example. Takes a book, boils it down into 15 blinks. So if you go running for an hour, you can essentially consume 4 to 5 books. But we wanted to figure out, what about upselling? What is the optimal amount of content with this small attention span? So we A/B tested a lot of several pictures and a lot of content versus a landing page with 1 picture, 1 sentence, and a great price. And 75% of the conversion happens on the landing page with 1 picture, 1 sentence, and 1 price. Upselling has to be fast. Habit number 2. People buy on feelings, not on attributes. Have you ever wondered why you bought the beautiful jacket you're wearing, or perhaps your shoe, or maybe that new car? And you think, it's actually a very difficult question to answer because so much of our emotion or decision-making is driven by emotion. In fact, 95% of our decision-making is driven by emotion. And that's why, if we want to sell something or particularly upsell something, we should never sell attributes, because attributes only play to 5% of the brain. What we need to do is we need to take attributes and value and benefits and combine that into an emotional feeling, because that is what converts. So let's move away from the bullet point style and into a content that evokes an emotion, because ladies and gentlemen, habit number 2, selling an emotion always converts better than selling attributes. Habit number 3. You know, I don't have a clicker, so I can't control the slides. We are constantly looking for stimuli and planning our trip during the trip. In my daddy's day, he would go to a tour operator and he would say, "Hello, Mr. Tour Operator, can you do everything for me from A to Z? I don't want to think about a thing." But today, we don't work like that. We plan as we go, and this has created an enormous opportunity for hoteliers in that you can create your own customized, beautiful, proactive customer journey. Hoteliers sometimes tell me, "Erik, my customer journey is sacred. I don't want to spam or over-communicate to my guests." And I always say this, you're not spamming, you're certainly not over-communicating if you're proactively meeting the needs of your guests throughout the journey when they're thinking about buying something. Because the point is this, guests will keep planning as they go, and if you're not selling it to them at the right time, somebody else will, so it might as well be you. Habit number 4 is all about that we are spoon-fed personalized content and really, really great recommendations. In everything that we do, I ordered a pair of Nikes the other day that are extremely orange, but they didn't arrive on time, so I'm wearing my blue brown shoes. If I buy a car or if I buy pizza, Everything essentially is personalized and recommended to me. So wouldn't it be great if we hoteliers could recommend what our guests should do? Well, the first thing when you want to recommend something, you need to know what guests want. We pulled together all of our upsell data from Stockholm, Milan, and London, and we have made a white paper. What do leisure guests and business guests want? If I was a hotelier, I would couple Oaky's data with your own data, your own understanding, what do your guests want, what is special about your product, and that gives you really good insight into what guests want. And then what do? You get the basics right with segmentation. We have so much talk about hyper-personalization, but in all honesty, most hoteliers don't even get the basics right with segmentation. You got to start there. That leads to personalization, happier guests, and more revenue. The last one is that we are continuously making decisions with our subconscious mind. I find it so fascinating with behavioral science. You know that we make 35,000 decisions every day, and maybe, especially if you're a guy like me, you make only a handful of them with your active brain, which leaves thousands of decisions up for grabs for marketeers with behavioral science. There are many examples. One cool one with priming, which is basically you do something that creates an action, is that if you have a restaurant, you can play French music, and people tend to spend more money if they listen to Edith Piaf or something like that. In summary, with this Pecha Kucha, two things to keep in mind. Play on emotion and be relevant. Look at the customer journey for the fantastic opportunity that it is to get the basics right, sell the right deal to the right guest at the right time for the right price. Of course, we at Oaky, we can help you with all of that. Last but not least, the final slide, slide number 20. I'm extremely excited to share with all of you here that you actually did win the lottery. You see, we at Oaky, we're launching a game-changing solution for front desk upselling this year. And part of that is a really, really exciting and valuable e-learning training for front desk upselling that we will offer to all of you tuning in online, here Stockholm, Milan, and London for free. Enjoy your 18 months of happiness. Thank you so much.